Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of AIC TV. I'm your host, Edward Carr. We are coming to you today from the Dukascopy Television studios. And I'm real excited to have with us as a guest today in the studio, my friend Bernard Pouliot, who is the chairman and CEO of the Quam Financial Group. Bernard, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a real pleasure to have you here and a real pleasure to have you in Switzerland.
I'm Canadian. I'm from Montreal. And I've been in Asia now for 35 years, based in Hong Kong. Initially, I came to Hong Kong to open the branch of a Canadian bank. 5 years after, joined an Indonesian group, and I wanted to discover what was happening in the real heartbeat of an Indonesian, Asian-based group. Was with them 15 years. In 1998, there was the Asian financial crisis, big difficulty for the group in Indonesia, big devaluation of the rupiah. And that led to our management team taking over from the Indonesian group the financial services operation. And the services financial operation became what is now known as Quam Financial Services. So we've had that business for 15 years. We've got 400 people there. We've got 100 people based in China, 300 in Hong Kong. It's a listed company. And we're involved in brokerage services, futures, equity, brokerage services, asset management, and corporate finance.
Wow, very impressive, Bernard. So 400 employees. Quam is a major organization, publicly traded on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So how do you see the investment climate in Asia and specifically China these days? There's a lot of talk about the Chinese slowdown, and what do you see being directly located in Hong Kong?
I think the slowdown is overblown. As we all know, China is not producing at the growth rate is not double digit, is not the 10% we used to know, but 7.5% for an economy like China's economy is quite substantial. And I think a lot of countries would love to have a growth rate of that level.
Especially European countries.
Certainly European countries and a few others that I will not mention today, but certainly there's certainly jealousy out there. The difficulty with China is naturally there's another adjustment that's related to the new power in place. With Xi Jinping that is there, Li Keqiang that is there, clearly those two are now setting up all the parts and pieces that are needed for them to be in power for 10 years. So as you can see, there's been some big moves towards anti-corruption. There's been some changes in state-owned enterprises. And I think in many ways, it's a bit like a chess game, just putting all your right little, the bodies in place for that growth that they're expecting for the next 10 years. So it's quite fascinating what we're going through. I think whatever people are saying about slowdown in China is relative, but there's a lot of adjustment needs to do. But on the other hand, it's going still pretty well and still very interesting place to invest.
So you're very positive on these political changes and the future outlook for China and all of Asia, the region.
I think China will continue to be a very big motor for the region. As you can see, all the different countries around China are depending a lot on China for their export and import, but mostly export. China makes a big impact, whether it's natural resources, whether it is needs that they have energy related. Indonesia fulfills these needs, Australia, New Zealand fulfills that, New Zealand for food, Australia for natural resources, Japan for technology. So China is a big sponge, it absorbs all that and has the cash to pay for that.
Now, Bernard, what are you specifically here for in Europe? I mean, you're in Switzerland, you're visiting here. Are you here on business? Is it pleasure?
Well, what we had is that our asset management group was having our annual board meeting here in Switzerland. And the reason is that we have quite a few numbers of investors that have invested in some of our funds that are managed out of Hong Kong, and particularly our China fund that this year has done extremely well with a growth of increase in performance of 60%.
Wow.
So clearly that has attracted interest, especially knowing that the Hong Kong market has been very soft. We've been able to identify great opportunities. So we want to show that to the investment community here in Switzerland. And so we've had meetings for 2 days, and my colleagues now are out and meeting some of these potential investors, and some have that invested already.
Great, fantastic. And are any Chinese institutions or investors looking at any opportunities in Europe?
I think there's something that is very important now to talk about and to focus on. We are now at a very, very first step of enormous tsunami of investment from Chinese overseas. It is amazing what we will be seeing, and everybody who's got to be learning Chinese soon, and your kids are got to be learning Chinese, I can tell you, because they'll need it.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, up to the last 5-8 years, it's been state-owned institution that I've been investing overseas, and for a very strategic reason. Now it's more than that. The private sector is trying to invest overseas. 2 reasons. Change in power in China, they don't want to keep all their eggs in the same basket. And second, the thing is that they have a surplus cash as well, and they want to diversify their assets, and they feel that values have gone down a lot overseas. So clearly the first step for every Chinese is property, they know that. And I'll give you an example, which was absolutely stunning for me. I was in LA about 4 weeks ago, and I was staying in this hotel. Coming out of this hotel, this Chinese lady comes to me, and she explains to me in Chinese, she's from Zhejiang province, and she's got cash with her. She's got a book full of American or LA-based properties, and she says she wants to buy 2 properties today, and can I explain that to the taxi driver?
With cash?
With cash. I couldn't believe it. So I said, really? I mean, yeah. She said, yeah, I'm coming here to buy, but I've got many friends that are coming after. I'm just coming to explore, but I want to buy 2 houses today, now, today, immediately. So we're going to see huge investment coming from overseas, and from China particularly, and it's going to be quite exciting.
Sounds great. Now, Bernard, in addition to Quam, you're the founding member of an organization called the Global Alliance Partnership, or GAP. Tell our viewers, what's that all about?
Global Alliance Partner was created 5 years ago, and the reason it was created is that Quam, as many other sort of mid-market type of institution, we're not the Morgan Stanley of the world, we're not the JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank whatsoever, but we're mid-market, and in many ways we're management control. Although we're a publicly listed company, we control the publicly listed company. We thought to ourselves it would be nice if we could create something equivalent like a Star Alliance. The airlines are doing that. Everybody's trying to leverage their own market without duplicating what the other one is doing. So we told ourselves, if we could find like-minded institution, it would be interesting. We can scale up our own contacts that we have in Hong Kong, China, and benefit from the contacts of the other counterparty they have in their own market. So over the years, over the last 5 years, we now have 14 members in GAP, Global Alliance Partner. They are from Africa to Thailand to Laos to Vietnam to Japan, US, UK, Switzerland, also Australia, Canada. And so all these partners came together, created a loose association called Global Alliance Partner, offering their own product investment opportunity in the local market, and also offering their own client base that are looking for investment overseas, and then they channel that to Global Alliance Partner. So pretty much all the institutions have some specialty. Some of them is only corporate finance, others only trading, some others only asset manager. But as a whole, everybody's got a role to play within Global Alliance Partner. And he thought it was an economic way of grabbing a bigger part of overseas transaction without overextending oneself.
Sounds great. Bernard, tell our viewers, I mean, if they would like to get more information on either Quam Financial or the Global Alliance Partnership, how should they do so?
Well, I guess the website, both Quam has a website, quamlimited.com. GlobalAlliancePartner.com also does have a website. It's very, lot of information available. So in both cases, they could know much more about us and the services we offer and the products. So they will be welcome to make use of those websites and contact us.
Fantastic. Well, Bernard, we wish you all the best on your European business. Thank you so much for spending a little time with us on your busy trip. We know you're very busy.
Thank you.
And it's always great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Edward Carr. Another exciting edition of AIC TV here in partnership with Dukascopy. Please stay tuned in the future for more excellent interviews. Thank you.